guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can scale your Facebook ads for your dropshipping store or your branded dropshipping store. There's some new methods I've been trying out this year that are different from my previous Facebook ads video. So I think that this is a good way to scale. This is one of my branded stores right now. I'll do a refresh check for you. So this is the first 3 days of March. As you can see, we've done 46K, so about 15K a day. Starting to scale back up after Chinese New Year. I ran out of stock. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up new testing campaigns and then also start to scale those campaigns, which is what I do. All right, guys, so as you can see, this is inside my ad campaign right now. And I'm running these 4 campaigns that primarily brought in the lion's share, and it's an Advantage Plus campaign, a broad CPO, which started to do bad, as you can see by the CPA. This one, which is a shops conversion, which if you have access to shops, that can definitely be good. And then this one, which is a relatively new one, but is showing a lot of good promise, so I'm starting to slowly scale it up. So yeah, as I said, in this video, I'm going to show you what I do to scale these ads, and I'm going to give you my rules of what I do when I scale, what I do when I kill, and also how I'm testing. Alright, so first I'm going to show you how I'm testing new creatives. So I'm generally testing creatives in batches of 5 to 10. And when I'm testing those, I'm going to use an Advantage Plus shopping campaign. This is what I've been testing recently. You can still do $20 ABOs. That's what I've done for a long time. But I've been testing this, and it's been showing some promise because as opposed to the $20 ABO, then you have to move it to a campaign. This campaign, you can actually start to scale vertically and duplicate the campaign if it shows promise. And I didn't learn this method. Actually, another guy, one of my mentors actually taught me this method, but I figured I'd share with you guys. So what I do for this is I have one Advantage Plus shopping campaign. Inside this, do completely broad. So broad US targeting is what I've been doing. I know some people do big 4-in-1 if you have pixel data for that, but I focus primarily in the US market with some in like Canada, Australia, and stuff like that. So broad, and then the budget, I want anywhere from like $100 to $200, and that is set by how many creatives you have. So for example, inside this Advantage Plus, if I have 5 creatives, I'll do $100. If I have, 7 to 10, I'll do $150. If I have any more than 10, which I normally wouldn't do, then obviously I'd have like $200. So 10 plus for that. And inside each one of those ad sets, what I've been doing is I treat them kind of like a dynamic creative. So I have one video, carousel, image. I focus primarily on video and some images. And then in that, I have 2 main texts. So I usually just take the main text of like my winning ads, and then I have some sort of like bottom of funnel. So it's like sale is ending soon, get yours now. So that would be one of my main texts. 2 headlines. So whatever either your offer, 50% off now, free worldwide shipping, some sort of like unique selling point, like some sort of like benefit that it gives you. So then 2 headlines, and then I usually leave like the little text underneath the headline. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but I usually leave that blank. So inside each ad set, you have 1 video and then like 2 texts, 2 headlines. And basically the reason why I do that is because sometimes you have a video or an image that goes directly to the top of funnel. In that case, it'll take like your top of funnel ad and your top of funnel headline. But other cases, certain creatives they're more built for middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. And that's why I don't set up retargeting campaigns anymore. I just do it this way. So if I have a new video, and side note, a lot of times you can tell whether it's middle of funnel or bottom of funnel by either the CPM or the frequency. So if it has a relatively high CPM, but let's say the metrics are actually pretty good, so it's getting a decent CPA, maybe not getting a lot of spend, but a good CPA, that likely means it's hitting middle of funnel or bottom of funnel. Whereas if it has like a low CPM and low frequency, that means that it's hitting top of funnel. So I like to have the 2, like 1 main top of funnel, so it's like your standard variation, and then the bottom of funnel could be like a middle funnel, bottom of funnel could be like a testimonial, or it could be like a sale ending soon, extra 10% off, whatever your typical retargeting ad is. I like to have those because you don't necessarily know in creating a creative whether it's going to be optimized for middle or top of funnel. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So just a quick breakdown. I usually do Advantage Plus campaign, broad, $150 with 10 creatives. Each of those creatives has 2 main texts and 2 headlines. I generally keep them the same. If I'm testing a new headline or new text, I'll take creatives that I've already used in general, because you don't want to be testing a bunch of different variables at once. Like, let's say you have 10 new video creatives and all of a sudden you're testing new text and new headlines. Well, that experiment is kind of flawed because all of a sudden maybe the creative's really not that good, but for whatever reason you just wrote incredible ad copy, so that's converting, but you might think it's actually the creative, whereas it's the ad copy. It's usually not that case, but you never know. So I like to only change one variable at a time. All right, so that's how I've been testing this year, and it's been doing pretty well. Scaling, this is what you guys want to see. So you have that Advantage Plus shopping at 150. All right, so inside that, let's see, you have Creative 1, Creative 2, Creative 3, Creative 4, Creative 5, Creative 6, Creative 7, Creative 8, Creative 9, Creative 10. So I let this run without touching anything, unless metrics are like so bad, you're getting like a $15 CPC and it's like, okay, yeah, nothing's working. So I let it run for 2 to 3 days and just monitor it and not really do anything. And then I check it. Yeah, I personally check after 2 days. So let's say that this one is getting, let's just say Creative 1 is getting the most spend and a ROAS of 1.6. Let's say no spend, low spend, but a ROAS of 3.5, low spend 1.2, second highest spend 2.2 ROAS, and then low spend 0, just hasn't got any data, low 2.1, and then none. Some situation like that. Okay, as you can see, this one's getting the most spend. And you might think, oh, I gotta turn it off. It's only 1.6 ROAS. That's crap. Well, you gotta look at some other metrics to see what's actually happening inside that funnel, right? So let's say it's got a low frequency. Let's say it's got like a 1.05 frequency. And let's say it's got a, decent CPC. Let's just say like $1. What that means is this is going to completely new people who may have never seen your brand before. Whereas let's say this one, yeah, you're getting low spend. Ooh, we got a 3.5 ROAS. Let's say the frequency is like 1.25. CPC is a little bit higher, 1.25, something like that. That means that this is likely a retargeting ad, which is totally fine. But if you turn this ad off, all of a sudden maybe this ad goes way down. The results get horrible. So, and let's say low spend, whatever, second highest spend, this one's doing pretty well. Frequency of 1.1, CPC of 1.15. So these are looking pretty decent. Let's say the overall ROAS of this campaign is 1.9. Now what you can do if you want to be aggressive and try is duplicate this and have Creative 1 just delete it, right? So that way you can have a completely brand new campaign without this creative and see how that creative performs. I wouldn't necessarily just turn this creative off, even though let's say this is like a break even, because this is leading your campaign. So if you turn this off, all of a sudden, maybe this one starts to get more spend, but the ROAS dips massively. Maybe this one gets a lot more spend, and then the ROAS dips like a 1.3. And I'm speaking from experience. I've done this loads of times. And to keep the variables separate, what I'd do is I would duplicate this and delete that ad and keep everything else the same. So you can really have an experiment and see. So let's say, yeah, you let this run for a couple more days, and let's say the metrics, this one starts to pick up some speed, goes up to like a 1.8. All of a sudden your ROAS of this campaign is like a 2.1. Okay, so that's pretty good. That should be scalable in most dropshipping niches. You should definitely be able to scale with a 2.1 ROAS. So then what I do is there's a couple different methods. You can scale vertically, which I always do. I always scale vertically, and you can also scale horizontally. So what I would do now is I would start increasing the budget of this one. This is obviously a bit slower, but I'd increase it by 20%. You know, if you want to be more aggressive, 20% daily. Which is usually what I do. Some people say 20% every few days, but I like to be a little bit more aggressive if something's working. If you want to be super aggressive, you can double the budget at like midnight. But what that's going to do is it's going to reset the learning. So when the learning is reset, then it's going to be a lot more volatile when you do that. If you have absolutely banger creatives and it's just working, then yeah, I've doubled budgets plenty of times, and obviously it resets the learning. But the creatives are so good that it just enters, you know, it gets out of the learning phase very quickly again, and then all of a sudden you're optimized at a higher spend. But in general, 20% daily, 20% every couple of days is a more safe way to do it. And then horizontally, what you can do is you can just duplicate your winning Advantage Plus shopping campaign. Is you can duplicate it into maybe like a $300 Advantage Plus, and also scale that one by 20% daily. So that's something I also do. Another thing you can do, which seems to work pretty well, is duplicating the winning creatives. So I would delete that one, delete that one, delete that one, delete that. So you have anywhere from 3 to 5 creatives in a CBO. So you have a CBO into, you can do anywhere from 1 to 5 ad sets. So I've actually, last year I had a lot of luck just doing one ad set. So you can definitely do that. Obviously it optimizes a lot quicker. Or you can have 5 ad sets, and the theory behind that is each different ad set is going to hit a different pocket of audience. So if you have all the same creatives in each ad set, those are all going to go to different pockets, and they're going to, you know, one pocket might get all the spend, and that one optimizes, and some of the other pockets, even though it's all broad, all the same ad, those are going to get less spend and less optimized. So you're going to have to play around with that to see what your ad account likes better. But you can do that. Take the 4 or 5 best creatives inside your Advantage Plus testing campaign. Or obviously, if you already have winners, then you can just do that right away. And you can also just put those winners in a different Advantage Plus. All right, so you have CBO. And for this sake, let's say you do 3 ad sets. So ad set 1, 2, and 3. Inside each of those ad sets are the same 4 to 5 creatives. And you can start that really at any budget, but I would say, since those creatives are already proven, anywhere from $200 to $300. If that shows well, you can dupe this at a higher while scaling this vertically. So let's say after 3 days, the campaign has 2.2 ROAS. And this is a side note. I don't necessarily turn off bad ad sets or even bad ads if the whole campaign is profitable. Because of what's happening, again, I've done this with experience. It might not always happen, but if you turn off an ad set, it can kind of throw off where the budget is going, and it can screw up the entire campaign. That actually just happened with a campaign that I had. I turned off a bad ad set, and then the winning ad set inside that started to perform a lot worse, and the campaign just kind of died out. So general rule of Facebook, and really most of advertising, if something's working, like, double down on it and don't fuck with it. Like, that's like the biggest thing. So just don't screw with something that's working. I mean, if you have a 2.2 ROAS, that's pretty good. You should be able to scale most campaigns like that. So after 3 days, it has 2.2 ROAS. Then I would start doing it 20% daily if the performance the day before is good. 20%. And I would also dupe it into a higher budget. So let's say you have $200, I'd dupe it into $400. Now, there's theories that there's people who only do one campaign, 3 ad sets basically. So they have their winner campaign and 2 dynamic ad sets. Some dude named Charlie on YouTube and Nick Thoreau. I've personally tried that method, and it just, for whatever reason, I've taken the same creatives. It just does not work for me. So this is what I like to do. I like to have anywhere from 6 to 8 fairly high budget Advantage Plus and broad CBOs running at a time. I just think you can hit different pockets maybe. It still gives Facebook a lot of the levers to pull, you know, with Advantage Plus and broad. So you're still going broad. You're still targeting, you know, the whole US or Canada or wherever you're targeting. But you're just giving yourself a little bit more control and a little bit less risk having all of your budget in just one campaign. Because if something throws that campaign off, then you're screwed. All right, so let me just do a really quick summary again. So testing, again, you can really test however you want. Single ad set ABOs, I mean, it really doesn't matter. You can do dynamic creatives, 3 ads and a dynamic creative. This doesn't totally matter. But again, what I've been doing is Advantage Plus, 150 budget, 10 ads. Run 3 days, check data, either kill, 2 days usually, kill bad ads, or if doing well, scale up and dupe into higher budget AS Plus and broad CBO. And you just keep doing that basically, and just keep upping these budgets by 20% while duping winning creatives into more broad CBOs or more Advantage Plus. And then when you have a new batch of creatives, you just go back and do the same thing basically. Another side note is, I know some people don't like to take new winning creatives and put them in an already winning CBO or Advantage Plus. And I tend to agree with that unless that campaign starts to perform. If it starts to show worse performance and you want to bring that campaign back up, then I would introduce a new creative. But if the campaign's crushing, I would not touch it. Other than slowly increasing the budget, I would not touch it. Again, if something's working, don't fuck with it. All right, guys, that's my strategy on how I'm scaling Facebook ads this year. Again, I'm still relatively low budget right now. This is my biggest budget, $1,800. I'm just slowly scaling after Chinese New Year again. I'll make another video in about a month when hopefully I should have double or triple this spend in this ad account. That's the plan. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. If there's anything I didn't answer, let me know in the comments as well. You guys can join the Discord. It's free for now. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching.